In this video, we're going to use Desmos to create a model of the situation we discussed in lesson 1.4 in your class notes. The total cost of production in thousands of dollars is modeled by C of Q equals Q cubed minus 12Q squared plus 60Q, where Q is the number of thousands of units produced. And then we're going to talk about rate of change. If you'll take a look at the screen, this is the model that we used, and we're going into Desmos and create this model. When you go to www.desmos.com, you'll find the Desmos calculator. The red button allows you to launch the calculator. Let's start over at the left by entering our function. And instead of using C of Q, I'm going to use F of X. We could use C of Q, but Desmos works best and uses most of its features when you let your independent variable be X. So let's enter our function. F of X equals X cubed. We use the little caret on the 6th key and arrow forward after that to get back down to the line. Negative 12x squared, same operation, plus 60x. And you'll notice your graph begins to appear at the right, but we don't really like where it's appearing on the screen so much. So let's play around with that a little bit. And one way to play with it is to produce a table for our function. So if you go to the top left, you can make the choice for a table. The first column in our table is our x values. They're called x1 values here. And the right column, we're going to call that f of x1. And then Desmos will actually calculate the values for us. I want to start the table at 0, and then we'll just go up by ones. Alright, so now I know the values, and over on the left I want to set the window so that I'm on the x-axis going from -1 to 5. So if I come up to this little wrench, I'll see the possibility to set the x-axis values. So I'll use -1 and 5. And if we look at our table, we'll notice that our y values go as low as 0 and as high as 112. So on the y-axis, I'm going to run from -50 up to 150. All right, so now the graph is looking a little bit more under control. Now we care about the values at 1 and 3, so I'm going to draw vertical lines at x equal 1. I'd like for those to be black, and I'd like for them to be dashed. So I'll choose the dash icon, the black symbol, and that will create the black line for me. And then let's do the same thing at x equals 3. That dashed black. And so now we have set up Desmos for the function that we were looking at in class. You'll see your function formula, a table with selected values, the two equations that create our vertical lines, the graph itself, and if we want to come over to the graph and click on that point, we see that its coordinates are 149 and this point 399. So we now use Desmos to create a graph of our model.